Hey, you guys, come on in, come on in, come on in. While y'all are coming in, I'm going to go ahead and share the broadcast. I'm excited. We're talking about embracing you, embracing you. Ooh, and I want y'all to get this. Y'all come on in. It's a whole new world, a new exciting point of view. I'm trying to tell you, honey. I'm trying to tell you. Let me go on and share this, share this. Let me share this, share this. Y'all come on, come on. Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Come on in, come on in. Hey, you guys, good to see you. Hey, Carlos. Listen, I got to send that email out today so that you'll have the recording. We're officially going to start. We were officially supposed to start today, but we weren't able to do the orientation last night. So we're going to start on the 8th, which is the number of new beginnings, which that's going to be perfect. Okay. I trust God with it. I don't know what he's doing with it, but I trust him. Yes, Alabama in the building. What you said? Come on, Jackie. Come on. Y'all, listen, 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 listen. Listen, y'all, I'm so excited about what God is doing in this season. And this is the word that he gave me for his people today. Embrace you. Embrace you. How often in your life have you gone through life feeling like something was wrong with you? I mean, people have tried to convince you, they've made you believe that the thing that was wrong was you. That the things about you that are naturally about you, the things that naturally show up in you and in your life, something was wrong with you. Listen, you don't have time for that. I literally was having a conversation with a parent, a prospective parent for the school, and I was asking her about her child, and she was telling me what the people said. And then I said, listen, the fact that he has this personality, he has these characteristics, he has these tendencies, means that it's needed for his destiny. Now, the challenge with children is they don't know how to navigate and manage those characteristics that can be overwhelming to other people, but are definitely meant to be a part of their destiny. Let me give you an example. So, if a child talks a lot, they say they need to sit down and be quiet. Well, chances are that child is going to be a voice in the earth, right? They were born to be a voice. They were created to be a voice. God gave them a voice when they were in their mother's womb so that when they came out, they naturally came out different from other kids. They came out louder than other kids. They talked more than other kids because they were created to be a voice of influence. So if you're created to be a voice of influence, you've got to be willing to talk. You got to be willing to speak. Listen, I'm telling you, sometimes we mess our kids up with our notions of how they're supposed to be. I was that child. I was that child that people like, you talk too much. You're always up and in the front of stuff. Sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. And I said, well, wait a minute now. You know why I gotta sit down? Y'all don't know who I am. Listen, y'all would have thought I was a baby Jesus. Y'all would have thought I was a baby Jesus. Hey, sis. Listen, I'm telling you, I can remember in high school, like I always talked. I always talked. I was always a leader. I was always, I don't care what everybody else had to do. I didn't do that. Those rules did not apply to me. You see, I understood then that the rules that applied to everybody else didn't apply to me. Now people said, oh, you think you're this or you think you're that. I just knew somehow inherently in my spirit and my being that the rules that applied to everybody else did not apply to me. Now, does that mean that there are no rules for me? No, not at all. But I understood somehow, even though I didn't understand the depth of it, I didn't understand it was the God in me. I just knew I was special. And I remember people telling me, you think you're special. You think you're special. You think you're special. And I am. And I am. I'm special. And you're special. So the moment that we begin to accept that the rules that apply to everybody else apply to us, we miss our blessing. We miss our blessing. You know, God specializes in using us in ways that don't fit the rules in order to show the world that they are not in control. He is in control. And when you understand that God is in control, you understand it don't matter what the deadline said. That ain't got nothing to do with you. It don't matter that they said you're not qualified. That ain't got nothing to do with you. It don't matter that they said it's too late. That ain't got nothing to do with you. It don't matter that they said that you need to meet this, and this, and you don't. That don't got nothing to do with you. It don't matter. It don't. I said it don't matter. I didn't say it doesn't. I said it don't matter. It don't matter because even in my speech, the rules do not apply to me. This is why when people get caught up in after Labor Day wearing white, right? I'll wear white any time of the year I want to. Why? Because I want to. Those rules are arbitrary rules that somebody put in place. And if they're arbitrary rules that somebody put in place, they're rules that I can break. Why I gotta do that? I feel like wearing white today. It's summer, but I feel like putting on a shoe that's a little suede. So you know, we get caught up in allowing people, their thoughts, their perceptions dictate us and what we do and how we move. Who? Not me. Not me. No. I'm no. No, I'm not doing that. And I'm not doing it, and I'm embracing me the way I encourage you to embrace you. Listen, you can allow the world to tell you what's wrong with you, and you know you can't do this and you can't do that. You can do all that you want, but what you will not do is put that on me. I don't care. The world says, well, you're a woman of God. You can't have a tattoo. I do, and I got it after I knew the Lord, after I was ordained, after I prophesied and preached and set free and delivered. I still got a tattoo. Now, listen, some people would say, oh, well, you know, the Bible says that we are not to mark our bodies. Now, y'all, I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but you got earring. You, what, huh? Another ring, huh? Huh? You put on makeup, draw some eyebrows, huh? Listen, we do things all the time and then we act like, you know, oh, well, you know, God said, listen, if you want to be technical, you can't mix fabrics. Stop mixing fabrics. Stop wearing mixed fabrics. That's a part of the Levitical law. We want to choose what's okay, what's not okay. Look, I don't have time for it. Listen, this is what God said. He said, where the Spirit of the Lord, there's liberty. He has given me liberty to be me, the me that he created. He knew me in my mother's womb. He knew everything about me. He knew my attitude. He knew my personality. He knew my sassiness. He knew my mouth was going to be a little smart, a little slick. Come on now. Come on. Listen, I'm telling you, we got to understand that we have to embrace us. So I was hanging out with a couple of friends of mine last night. And I hadn't, this is my girl, and I hadn't seen her the whole time I'd been here. And I'd been here for a while. And normally, like, we see each other, like early on in my visit. I spent a lot of time with her, but we hadn't gotten to. But we were hanging out, and our friend Drake said, V, you look different. I said, I do. He was like, yeah. He was like, you got a different vibe about you. My friend Erica said, she's at peace, isn't she? She looks like she's peaceful. Yeah. I got 2 tattoos when I was a teen. My mom whipped me for it, but that did not move it. Still safe. Hallelujah. Amen. Right? So you look at peace. And you know what? I am at peace. I'm at peace because, listen, you know, when you spend your life trying to be who people tell you you're supposed to be, or, you know, trying to fit. See, the problem was I used to be free when I was younger. And then I allowed religion, some of it false religion, right? You can't wear pants. You can't wear makeup. I got a whole child out of that one. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, oh, I'm just going to be celibate. And, you know, I don't need birth control. And I got a baby for Christmas because I had sex, but I went on birth control. Come on, somebody. Listen, you've got to understand that God created you the way he created you for a reason. You think God didn't know that Peter was going to cut folks' ears off and stuff? You think that God didn't know that when the pressure got tight, that Peter would deny him. Jesus told him that. He knew. God knows everything about us. And because he knows everything about us and he still yet chose us, that ought to tell you something. If God chose you knowing everything about you, why do you feel like you got to change everything about you for people to choose you? Come on, somebody. Hey, Liberia. Come on, somebody. If God chose you knowing everything about you and he still chose you, why are you going to change everything about you so people can choose you who still don't know everything about you? That doesn't make sense to me. So I've chosen consciously and actively to embrace me, who I am, who I've been created to be. I'm different. Yes, I'm different. I'm different. Yes, I'm different. And I'm good with my difference. If you don't understand it, if you don't like it, that has absolutely nothing to do with me and everything to do with you. That's not my issue. And I refuse to accept it any longer. I'm not going to take on the opinions of other people because they don't like or agree with what I do. Like, it's your choice. You can do that. Oh, you want to put your energy on what I'm doing? That's where you want to focus your energy? Cool, because I do a lot. I'm going to give you a lot to look at, right? I'm going to give you a lot to say. But I would prefer to spend my energy focusing on me, focusing on my destiny and my purpose, being the best me that I can be to myself and to the people around me. Not that they dictate who I am or how I show up. No, you got some stuff going on that don't have nothing to do with me. It ain't got nothing to do with me, and I'm not going to take it. See, the problem is you take people's stuff on and then you're mad at the people because you took it on. They didn't make you take it on. You took it on. That's right. No, everything and still chose and loved you. Right. So if you choose to take on somebody else's stuff, you chose that. And now it's weighing you down. You chose that. Why are you mad at them for stuff that you picked up? Because nobody can make you pick up anything that you don't want to. Not your mother, father, sister, brother, not the doctor, not the lawyer, not the preacher, not the teacher. Nobody can make you take on stuff that's not yours. You choose that. So don't get mad at them for what you picked up. Put it down. If you picked it up, you can put it down. See, our problem is we want to put the responsibility on other people. And as long as the responsibility is on other people, oh, we have no choice. Lies and deceit. We always have a choice. Always. Even as a mother, I was talking to my oldest son yesterday. He called me and he was like, "Ma, you busy? I just need to talk." I was like, "Okay, son." One of the things that I did was I worked at creating an atmosphere where my kids could talk to me about anything. Listen, they can talk to me about anything, and we literally talk about anything and everything. But we're having a conversation, and I say something to him. And listen, now I want you to remember, this is my son who said, I chose men over him. Okay. And I said, I'm sorry you feel like that. I'm sorry you feel like that, right? I'm sorry you feel like me focusing on my relationship was me choosing a man over you. You were already chosen. Okay, but I'm sorry that you feel like that. So this is what I need you to understand. No man, no person could ever make me do anything as it relates to my kids that I don't want to do. They can't. Literally. He said, I remember when I got put out. Yes, you did. And let me tell you why you got put out. You got put out because you didn't want to work and go to school. No, that ain't going to work for me because that wasn't our agreement. So either you're going to do one or you're going to do the other. But what you're not going to do is just chill. And I'm paying the bills and stuff. I'm not doing that. What you're not going to do is disrespect me in my house. That's what you're not going to do. This is what you're not going to do. I'm going to tell you what you're not going to do. Okay? I decide that. In fact, it was so funny because the man in my life at the time actually was advocating for me letting him stay. I said, no, we ain't staying. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. Listen, he had opportunity. He did what he did. He said what he said. Listen, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. See, I understood. I don't know how early I understood, but I just understood to assume responsibility for me and my decisions. See, I can own my decisions. I can own my choices. I can own that. I don't have to put it on nobody else. Because if I own the choice, I can change the choice at any time. We were having a conversation and I said, listen, it's so funny to me. So funny to me how when women make a choice that removes a man from her life, it's like, well, why couldn't you have said this earlier? Why you what listen? Because I didn't know till just now. And when I found out, I told you. When I found out, I told you. Oh, but you wanted me to give you a heads up and we have a whole conversation so you wouldn't feel used. When I found out, I told you. Listen, I can't tell you something that I don't know until I know it. Right? If I'm operating off of one understanding and this is where I am, but something changes, when I tell you is when I tell you, and that's good enough. See, this is why, I didn't get mad. I'll say I was a little frustrated, a little confused, right? But I couldn't really be mad when the guy was saying I'm not ready, even though he had said he was ready up until that point. When he realized that he wasn't ready and he said he wasn't ready, it was his right and his choice to stop, to pause, to slow down. And my right and my choice to say, okay, you're not ready. You're right. I agree with you. I get it. Kind of knew it, but I was just rolling with it. Okay. So, but I'm not slowing down. So we're going to just go ahead and stop because I'm not slowing down. That's not what God has me doing. So if you're not ready, that means that you're not him. And it's okay if you're not him. You know what I'm saying? This is just life. Y'all got to understand that life is going to happen. You've got to embrace you and who you are and allow other people to do the same thing. Don't be out here talking about I'm embracing me, but you don't want nobody else to embrace who they are. It doesn't work like that. You've got to embrace you, but you've got to give other people permission to embrace them, even though they don't need your permission. Right? Don't be mad at people for embracing who they are and not wanting to change who they are. People are having this huge debate about Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. And they're like, oh, this girl, she needs to da 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 da. The girl is 25. So let me tell you what happens. Lori Harvey marries Michael B. Jordan, who is our dream man. Okay, we like, oh, he can get it. I'll be his wife. I'll have his babies. We can say all of that stuff, but we're not the ones in a relationship with him, and we're not 25, right? So this is what happens when you get caught up in at 25 and you decide, okay, I'm gonna go. This girl, her business is taking off. And some people will say she used these men to build her business. Listen, she's simply living life. And in living life, she is surrounded by men of influence. Is she strategic? I would be strategic. If I'm going to be in a relationship with someone, I want to be in a relationship with someone who can help me. I don't want to just be in a relationship where I'm the only one doing the helping. I've done that. Y'all, we sit up and we want to judge people for their choices. The girl is 25. I got married the first time at about 25. The first time. What did I say? The first time at about 25. The first time. I was about 25, 26. How old was I? Let me see. I might have been about 23, 24 when I got married the first time. So when people ask me, how have you been able to be married 5 times? I started very early. I got married the first time about 23, between 23 and 25. I don't even know no more because it was the first one. Listen. But Lori Harvey could marry him. She could marry him. She could marry him and they could have some good years together. Okay. But at 25, that girl don't know who she is yet. There's still things that she's discovering about herself. She's still developing. And listen, the reality is because when men are older, they begin to start settling down and things like that. Listen, you've got to know that just because you would doesn't mean she has to. Y'all, are y'all serious? Y'all want her to marry him because he's Michael B. Jordan? But she's not ready to get, not that she doesn't love him, not that she doesn't want to be with him, but she's not ready for commitment. Now, I want you to listen to the story that I told you, right? You've got to know where you are in your life. If you know where you are, then it makes transitions a little easier. I'm not saying it makes it just easy and simple. It doesn't mean that they don't still love each other. It doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. But if she knows that he wants marriage and she's not ready for marriage, she's like, I'm not quite ready for that. Like, listen, that's a lifetime. I'm not ready to do that. Like, I really want to focus on building my business. I want to focus on building my business. That's where I really want to put a lot of my energy. Like, I love you. I love being with you, but I don't want to slow down. Do y'all hear me? She said, I don't want to slow down. I'm not ready to settle down. I still want to be free. I want to be able to move. We've done this for about a year and a half. It's been great. I've enjoyed it. But I'm like feeling like I want to do something else. And I don't know what that something else is, but I know I want something else. See, we get mad and upset with people because of what they want. But how do you get mad and upset with someone because they want something and it's not what you want? You want what you want. They want what they want. Everybody deserves to have what they want in their life. Embrace you. Embrace you, your idiosyncrasies. Embrace you, the way you're wired. You're wired the way you are for a reason. And the right person, the right people will understand that and they'll appreciate that and they'll embrace that. It's best not to do marriage if you're not ready to be true to yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to understand. We've got to understand that if you know that you are still moving and going and, like you like doing stuff and you marry somebody that's a homebody, why are you mad at them? Because they a homebody. You knew they were a homebody when you got with them. When y'all got married, they were a homebody. Ain't nothing changed. The only thing that changed is your expectation that once you got married, that they would become someone who they're not. No, if you want to go and have fun and enjoy, marry someone who wants that. See, we marry people thinking we're going to change them. We have been convinced that, opposites attract and opposites maintain. Opposites may attract, but it's not guaranteed that they're going to maintain. So you want to try to, and I ain't telling y'all what to do. You do what you want to. I'm just telling you about me. I'm just telling you about me. I'm too young acting to have somebody old acting. I like living life and enjoying myself too much to be with someone that just wants to stay at home. Like, I've done the whole we living two different lives. It did not work for me. Like, I want somebody who, when it's time to go out, gonna get suited and booted like I get suited and booted, and we gonna go and be like, hey, we here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have somebody that when I'm getting ready to go somewhere, I'm worried about what the heck they gonna put on. I gotta go and figure out what they gonna wear and lay their clothes out and try to make sure they look all right. No, no, no. I want somebody who understands the assignment of being with me. The assignment of being with me means, yeah, you need to be able to kick it in some tennis shoes and some jeans. You need to be able to put on some sweats and hang out in sweats or shorts or whatever. But you also need to be able to get sharp. And I'm talking about sharp. I'm talking about cut your finger when you rub across it sharp. That kind of sharp. You see, this is what I understand. My daddy, and my daddy on here. Good morning, daddy. My daddy. Listen, I'm tell y'all something. If a man ain't as sharp as my daddy, baby, I can't be with you. I'm sorry. If my daddy out dressing you, if my daddy out swagging you, that's a problem for me. My daddy's 75. My daddy out swagging you? No. We can't do this. Because I need someone with the kind of swag that's going to match mine. People shouldn't be looking at us talking about, they don't go together. But they don't match. You've got to understand that the time for settling for less than what you desire is over. Kaput. Finished. Allow people to be in your life in the capacity they're supposed to be in and stop trying to put them in a capacity that they were never meant to be in. Maybe my friend Apostle Tammy said this. She said, women, maybe that man is not for marriage, but for ministry. Every man that comes in your life is not for marriage. Sometimes it's for ministry. Every woman that comes in your life is not for marriage. Sometimes it's for ministry. Sometimes they come into your life for friendship because you need a friend, right? Don't try to make it more than a friendship when that's not what it was designed to be, because then you taint stuff, right? Now you got these layers to stuff. So now when your person shows up, this friend who's an amazing friend, but y'all have slept together, now that creates a little awkwardness. So that person may not feel comfortable with y'all being friends. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to understand the assignment. for your life and for other people in your life. And when you begin to do that and stop rushing it, then maybe, just maybe, you'll cut down some confusion in your life. Maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to get to your destiny a little quicker. Maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to embrace yourself and allow those around you to embrace themselves. I don't have time to change nobody. So people are who they are. You are who you are. If that's who you are, you've shown me who you are. It is up to me how I handle who you are. You ain't got to change for me. It's up to me to decide how I place you in my life. Stop trying to change people. Allow people to embrace themselves and embrace them and let them listen. I get who you are. It's not who I am, but I get who you are. So you be you and I'm going to be me. Now, if we can work it out so that we can be ourselves together in a same space, whether it be friendship, business relationship, romantic relationship, great. But if at any point it is no longer working for either one of us, we have a right to move out of that interaction and that relationship like that. We can redefine the relationship. And the truth of the matter is you can redefine you. If you want to redefine you, redefine you. If you don't like who you are, how you show up, change it. You have the right to do that. And when people say, oh, you've changed, I absolutely have, because I wasn't liking who I was, right? Because chances are who you were was not true to who you are and who you were created to be. It's who you've become as a result of trauma, relationships, experiences, parental relationships, friendships, misunderstandings, all of the things that happen, circumstances in life, situations have created you into being someone that's not who you are. You don't have to stay there. I chose to break free for some things. When you get tired of being a certain way, change it. Change it. If you own and assume responsibility for being or doing or showing up, then you can change it. But if it's because of someone else always has the control. You finna let people just control your life like that? Not so for me. If I'm late, it's because I'm late. And it's up to me to decide that I no longer want to be known for being late. I no longer want people to say that she's going to be late to her own funeral. Like the ashes don't show up late. Because I'm getting cremated. The ashes going to show up late to the whole little process in the ceremony. No, I don't want that. But I'm the only one who can change that. No one can make me change it. I have to choose to change it. So when I decide to change it, and I decide to get a different discipline in my life, and I decide that I'm going to put in place mechanisms to prevent me from engaging in habitual behavior, then I can do that. And you can too. Embrace you. Love you. I've gained weight. I'm like, all this extra. Oh my God, it's extra, extra. But I'm embracing me and I'm embracing why I have the extra. People try to blame it on my daddy. Daddy, it ain't your fault, even though you do feed me good. But I just know I've been traveling. And when I'm traveling, I haven't put in place tools and mechanisms for me to work out and still maintain my level of activity when I travel. That's on me. That's not on anybody else. Own and assume responsibility for where you are and watch what God is able to do in your life. Embrace you, love you. I'm not going to beat myself up to lose weight. I'm going to love me exactly where I am while I'm on the journey to where I'm going. I'm going to love me exactly for who I am while I'm on my journey of becoming who He made me to be. Because who I am is who I am, but who He created me to be is who I'm supposed to be. You understand? The who I am is situations, circumstances, traumas, trials, tribulations, but who I'm supposed to be was in me when I was born, when I was created, when I was conceived, when my daddy's sperm met my mama's egg, bam, God deposited who I'm supposed to be, who He created me to be in that moment. You got to learn to embrace you even when other people don't. When other people tell you something's wrong with you, something, you need to change this, you need to fix this, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you're overwhelmed. Don't let other people overwhelm you. Love yourself while you're on your journey of becoming. The journey of becoming Dr. V. Coming. Fall of 22. You got to become who he created you to be, because situations and circumstances and trauma and things have changed it from who you were supposed to be to who you are. So you all listen. I pray this word blessed you. I pray that you got something out of it. I pray that you now understand the significance and the importance of embracing you, loving you. That's why I love that song. I'm just loving on myself. Listen, I'm loving on me, honey. I'm loving on me. And if me loving me makes you uncomfortable, that's on you. That's not on me. If me loving me makes you feel like I'm selfish, that's your perception. I'm still going to love on me. If me loving me looks like me not loving you, it's inaccurate, because I can love you and still love on me. I love you, but I love me more. Now, when y'all stop loving everybody else more than you love yourself, you'll stop constantly being sick and overwhelmed and stressed out. I love my kids, but I love me more. Do you understand what I'm telling you? When my kids get to the point where they got me not loving me, oh, you still my child and I love you, but baby, I'm about to push you back up off me. That's what's going to happen. Because what you're not going to do is make me feel like something is wrong with me because I'm not who you think I should be. Now, we're not doing that. That's what we're not doing. That's what we're not doing. And it's so funny because my son, as I was talking to my oldest son, he was like, Mama, thank you. And I was like, for what? Thank you for the values that you instilled in me, for the things that you taught me, for giving me the wisdom that you've given me. One thing about me is this: I'm always going to teach lessons. I'm always going to give them the lesson. This is the choice I made. This is how it turned out. It's not how I wanted it to turn out. It's not how I thought it was going to turn out. Man, I might should have made a different decision, but I didn't. This is the decision I made. So I own that. But I'm going to tell you for future reference that these are the things that you want to consider so that you don't find yourself in the position that I found myself in, making the choice that I made. So I'm going to use it as a place for them to learn from. But even if they make the exact same decision, I can't be mad at them for that, because it's their life and their decisions, and everyone has a journey they have to take. The problem is we want to take everybody else's journey instead of ours. We look at everybody else's journey and we try to mirror their journey, but you're not wired like they're literally, there are some things that I just can't do. Some places I just can't go. When people talk about different pastors in the area and stuff, I don't know them people. I don't know. I promise you, I don't know 90% of the pastors in the area. I don't. Not because I think I'm better than them. It has nothing to do with that. God just won't allow me to be in certain circles. And it's some stuff he just won't allow me to do. I can't do it. Now, you ask me about some other people in the streets. Now, I might know them because he allows me to be in that space. So know this: wherever God has planted you, he planted you for a reason. And don't let the church or anybody else tell you that you're wrong for where God planted you, because where he planted you is your assignment. Your struggle is your assignment. Do you know how many marriages I'm going to help save because I've been married 5 times? Do you know the lessons that I've learned as a result of that? Do you understand that I've learned some things about men and about women and about relationships and about me, most importantly, that required me to look at me differently? So when I talk to people, I talk to them not from a place of judgment, but from a place of, well, have you thought about this, right? I'm not looking at the cheater and say, oh, you're a horrible person because you cheated, because I've cheated. You understand? So I'm talking to the person that didn't cheat but got cheated on. And I'm saying, listen, not that it's your fault. It ain't your fault, because no one's responsible for anyone else. But let me ask you a question. And I begin to ask questions, because the problem is we don't communicate with one another. We don't communicate our needs. We don't communicate our wants. We don't communicate our desires. And when you fail to do that, you set yourself up to be destined to fail, or to be in a marriage that is either loveless or lifeless. I don't want either one of those. I want love and life. And I'll be honest with you. If my husband cheated in the relationship, that doesn't mean I would leave. I know y'all may be saying, what? You wouldn't leave? It doesn't mean that that's not a guarantee that I'm going to leave because he cheated once. Even if he cheated twice, it's not a guarantee that I'm going to leave. It's not. And that may sound confusing to people, right? But let me tell you what I understand having cheated. I understand that it came from somewhere. There was something going on inside of me. Inside of me. I'm not talking about my mate, but I'm talking about inside of me that I had not addressed, would not address. It was so deep that I couldn't address. It may have been something that I tried to address, but there was not the response to my addressing it. And so, you get to a point where you're like, I just don't know what else to do. F it. Have y'all ever gotten to a point where y'all say F it? And when I say F it, I mean forget it. Okay. This is the PG version. Okay. Listen, you got to figure some things out, right? You got to figure some things out about you. Marriage, that's a whole nother thing. And I don't know why I'm saying this, but I got to say it because God got me right here. Marriage, where we miss it with marriage is we think marriage is about love, and it's not. We think marriage is about butterflies, and it's not. Marriage is about purpose. God has given me a purpose. He's given you a purpose, and he's brought our purpose together. Our purposes align for us to do certain things for the kingdom. Okay. Is there love in that? Yes. But it is the purpose and the commitment to the purpose that sustains us when love has us looking at us crazy, looking at each other crazy. You got to understand why. You got to understand why you're getting married. See, I'm looking for my purpose mate. I'm looking for my purpose mate. My mate who is going to help me fulfill my purpose, and I'm going to be able to help him fulfill his. I'm looking for my purpose mate. I don't just want a husband. I want a purpose mate. I want a purpose mate. And my purpose mate, I need my purpose mate to be and show up a certain way in my life, but I need my purpose mate. Stop looking for a spouse and look for a purpose mate. But you can't find a purpose mate if you don't know your what? Purpose. Discover that. It's the key to everything. It's the key to everything. Identifying your purpose, living in your purpose, walking out your purpose positions you for the person who's your purpose mate. My God. To see you. Requires you to live out your purpose. If they see you, but they don't understand your purpose, you're going to miss it. And if you see them and they meet all of the external attributes that you desire, they don't have a purpose or they don't understand their purpose, you're going to miss it. So you can get all of the outer decorations, the height, the complexion, beard game, you can get all of that and still miss it because you got the outer, but you didn't get the purpose that you needed to have, the purpose that was connected to you, the purpose that's connected to your destiny. Destiny, destiny, destiny. Fulfilling your purpose leads to your destiny. Don't miss that. Embrace all of you, including your purpose, and watch what God is able to do. Oh, God. I was all up on my own feet. I was on my own feet, y'all. My toes hurt. Listen. I want to give you guys the opportunity to sow a seed, Cash App, $DRV Walters, Cash App, $DRV Walters, PayPal.me/DRV Walters. Let's pursue our purpose. Now, listen, if you all aren't familiar, I'm doing a 10 by 10 by 10 challenge where you earn $10 for something 10 times a day for 10 weeks, right? But we're going to save. We got a whole little savings plan set up, and we're going to invest. So I'm going to show you how you can invest without being knowing everything about investing, knowing everything about trading, but you can invest a small amount of money and let that money work for you and grow for you without having a lot of risk. Okay. So listen, if you're interested, tonight at 8 p.m., we're doing the 10 by 10 by 10 challenge overview. 10 by 10 by 10 challenge overview. I'm going to give you guys the charts. I'm going to show you how it works, all of that good stuff. 10 by 10 by 10 challenge tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested, put 10 by 10 by 10 in the comments and I'll get you the information for that. I know this. I'm embracing me, and a part of me is that whole financial piece. And sometimes when we don't embrace that part of us, when we don't understand those mental financial shackles that have been placed on our minds, sometimes by our parents, and sometimes we place them on our children and ourselves when we say money doesn't grow on trees. I ain't got no money. I'm broke. All the things that we say. As long as you're alive, you should never be broke. You know why? Because God has given you the ability to obtain wealth, and it's in your gift. So we're going to talk about how you can identify something that you can sell for $10, 10 times a day. And we're going to promote each other. You all, let's do this thing. Let's change our financial situation. Let's create some extra money and flow in our lives. Let's build our savings. I got you, Carlos. I got you. And so that we can do this thing tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do a Zoom. I want you guys who want to really change your financial landscape to be a part of this, because to change your financial landscape, you got to change your financial mindset. Right? You can't change it just by earning more money if you don't know what to do with it. You can't change it if you don't get some disciplines. I'm a firm believer in that, and I'm an example of it. So listen, let's do this thing together, okay? And make it happen. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. Mwah.